ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4, verse number 18. So we read that after the girl Yogamaya slipped away into the sky and Kamsa wanted to kill her, then she transformed into her original form, 8-handed, with 8 weapons, and then she spoke to Kamsa that the person who will kill him is already born somewhere, and what is the point in killing innocent people, and what would you gain by killing me? So after hearing this, then Kamsa became little scared, because till then he was thinking he is very powerful, killing the innocent children, but now he saw that this little girl became Durga Devi and she is having all these weapons in her hand, and if she wields any one of them, then Kamsa is finished. And he also understood that she is daughter of Devaki. So if he tries to torture Devaki, then she will kill him. So therefore he started trying to console them, placate them, satisfy them, please them, so that Durga does not become upset with him and Devaki does not think that he has done anything wrong. So sometimes in life, situation can change in a moment. People who are in power, suddenly they can lose it. Those who are rich can become poor, and vice versa also. So many stories in Shastra where somebody gets cursed, and before the curse they are very puffed up, proud, haughty, and creating terror. As soon as they hear the curse, then they come to the ground. Like we'll read the story of Manigriva, Nalkubara, these two brothers. So when they heard the curse of Narada Rishi, then immediately their pride was smashed. So Daridryam Paramanjanam. So this Madandha, this blindness which comes due to pride, it was smashed. They were given the eyes to see. So same here, Kamsa was so proud before that, and even when Devaki was pleading to him, please do not kill this innocent girl, what will you gain by killing? But he did not care. And now suddenly his tune changes. So we read those verses. Any question on any of those slokas we read? So now we have Mam, Ma Shochtam Mahabhaga, Vatmajan Swakritam Bhuja. Oh, this we did, right? Yes. So, verse 19. Bhuvi bhaumani bhutani yatha yanti apiyanti cha nayamatma tathaiteshu viparyeti yathaiva bhuhu. So he says that now he is being very philosophical. And he is trying to teach them, just like Krishna was teaching to Arjuna in the second chapter. So he says that on earth there are many objects, bhaumani, bhutani, made from earth, earthly or clay products, pots, etc. And yatha yanti apiyanti cha. So they come and go, they come into existence, they are created, then they are destroyed. So like that, body also, but the earth itself does not undergo transformation. Clay still remains clay. You can make various pots from it. You can smash the pots. Then it's still the clay. It was also clay when pots were there. It is clay afterwards. So like that, there is no viparya or transformation in Atma. So Nayam Atma Tatha Eteshu Viparyeti Yathaiva Bhu. So the viparya, the transformation happens only in the body. So Shadbhav Vikara mentioned in the Nirukta, Asti Jayate Varte Parinamte Apakshiyate Vinashyati Cha. So these 6 types of changes happen only in the body or the objects which are created, but not in the Atma. So there is no vikara, avikaroyam, achintyoyam, as Krishna says that it is avikara, without any change or transformation. So he gives a practical example of earth and the objects made from earth. So, Atma Anatma Vivekena Pi Ma Shochatam Ityaha. So earlier he was speaking from the point of view of the karma of the children. And it was their bad karma, therefore they got killed. And it is by karma that people come together, and then when their karma is over, then they separate. There is something called Rananubandhanam. So all relations are based on some give and take, which is coming from the previous life. Somebody has to give something, somebody has to take. So then this exchange happens in the form of relations. When that deal is over, then relations come to an end. So then people die, they separate. So that's what he was saying. Now he is speaking on the basis of Atma Anatma Vivek, that not distinguishing between body and non-body or non-material, Sharir and Shariri. So Sharir is body and Shariri is Atma. So these are two distinct elements or tattvas. When we do not know this, then we have grief, lamentation. But when we understand, then there is no grief, because tatra ka shoka ka moha ekatvam anupashyata. So what is the shoka and moha for what? When you understand ekatva, that it is only Atma, body is temporary. So Atma Anatma Vivekena Pi Ma Shochata. So he says, if you understand this Viveka, if you have this knowledge, then also there is no need to grieve. Because grief comes only when we identify with the body, or we don't distinguish between body and the self. Bhuvi bhumo ashritani bhaumani ghatadini. So bhuvi means earth, and there are various products which come from that, including our physical body, so such as ghata, pot, etc. Ayanti jayante apiyanti nashyanti cha. So they come into existence and then they are destroyed. That's how the cycle goes on. So cha yatha tathaiva bhutani deha eva jayante nashyanti cha. So in the same way, it is only the body which takes birth and gets destroyed. So anything jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Anything which takes birth comes to an end, and one who dies takes birth. Tatha eteshu bhuteshu deheshu. So vipariyatsu janmadi anek vikaram prapnuvatsu api. So in the same way, the various changes, transformations happen also in the body, beginning from birth and so on. I am aprokshataya jayamana. So this is understood by aparoksha, one's own experience. Na vipariyati janmadi vikar rupam vipariyam napnoti. So this birth, etc. does not happen to Atma. Nobody has any experience of birth of Atma or death of Atma, or any change in Atma. What we experience ourselves is that it is unchanging. We have that inner feeling that I am the same person who was yesterday, or day before yesterday, and like that 10 years ago. You feel you are the same person. And any change which happens, that is outside us. So therefore it says vipariyam napnoti, doesn't undergo change. ek rupa eva vartate ityartha. It stays in the same rupa, same form. Yathaiva bhurna vipariyati bhaumeshu ghatadishu anek vipariyam prapnuvatsvapi. So just as the earth does not undergo change, although earthly objects, so many of them, they change. So from that example one should understand Atma is unchanging. Yatha nevam vido bhedo yata atma viparyayah deha yoga viyogau cha samsritir naya nivartate. So one who does not know this, evam vida means who knows this, and then naya samas, anevam vida, who does not know this. So yatha anevam vida, one who is not in this knowledge, which was stated in the previous sloka. So then what happens to him? He has the bheda buddhi. Then he has this idea, this is mine, this is yours, you are different, I am this body and my body is different from your body, and so on. So then he identifies with the body, considers body as the self, and therefore thinks that he takes birth and he dies. So deha yoga viyoga ucha. So then for such a person there is yoga and viyoga. Then he meets certain people, right? Either they take birth to them or they have some other relationship, become friend, and then there is a viyoga, then there is a separation, and like this the samsara continues. So samsritir na nivartate. So as long as one has this kind of ignorance, one who is anevam vida, who does not understand the distinction between body and the self, then for such a person there is no end of samsara. So then he keeps on circling here, going through birth and death one after another. Anevam vidaha evam atma tattvam ajanata. So anevam vida means who does not understand what is Atma. So now we have plenty of such people. So therefore there is more grief. Sharirameva atmatvena janata ityartha. Who knows only body as the Atma or self. Yatha yathavadeva. So thinks that this is real. Body is myself. That is the meaning of yatha. Pratmam bhedo bhavati. So then from that comes the bheda buddhi or separatist mentality. So this comes from this. Prithak prithak sharirani eva prithak prithak atmana iti bhed jnanam bhavati. That all these different bodies are different atmas. And then atmas are taking birth. Atmas are changing, bodies are taking birth and bodies are dying, and they think it is Atma. So then grief comes. Yato bhedadeva atmano viparyaya. So because of this, then they think that Atma is undergoing changes. Janmadi vikara rupa viparya prapti. So vikaras are same, basically birth, and then some growth, then decay, and then death. Deha janma maranabhyam eva atma jato mrita iti jnanam bhavati. So they think that when body dies, they die, when body takes birth, they take birth. So this is the common understanding now. This is what is taught. This is what science believes in. Right? So that consciousness is there, but it comes into existence at the time of birth. When someone dies, then it also dies. This is the popular understanding. Tatascha dehaireva putradibhir yoga sukha karanam viyogo dukha karanam cha iyameva sanskriti. And therefore you have union, meeting only with the bodies, because people know only the bodies, nothing beyond that. That also only the external body, external covering of the body. Knowing the body means knowing only the covering. What is inside the body, that is not known. What is in the mind, that is not known. So therefore they have their union with the body of their children, etc., and that they feel happy with that, sukha karanam. But then this is going to come to an end one day. So there is viyoga, and that leads to dukkha karanam, that is cause of suffering, and this is the samsara. So this is what is material world. So chakravat parivartante dukhani cha sukhani cha, going in the cycle. Tasmad bhadre svataniyan maya vyapaditan api manushocha yata sarvah svakritam vindate vasaha. So now he is calling her as Bhadra, that you auspicious women, do not grieve for your children, even those which have been killed by me. At least one I did not kill. Vyapaditan api, api means also, and one was not killed and 6 are killed. So do not lament for the one who disappeared into the sky and those which were killed. So 2 logic he gives. One is that all this birth, death, everything happens by karma. It is their karma. And it was my karma that I have to kill them. And the second one is that if you understand the difference between body and self, then there is no lamentation. So therefore, he says that you are Bhadra. Manushocha yatha sarvaha svakritam vindate avas. Why? Because everybody experiences the outcome of their own karma. So na bhuktam kshiyate karma kalpakoti shatairapi avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. This is the karma siddhanta, that whatever karma you have performed, you have to get the outcome of that karma. So karma does not rot, get spoiled, become weak, nothing like that. So either today, tomorrow, after 1000 years, the outcome of the karma will come. Kalpakoti shatairapi. Even if 100 kalpas, days of Brahma pass, still it will not become spoiled. It has got some preservatives in it, so it stays. And it follows you. In Mahabharata they give the example that Previously people used to have many cows. So it's like some person, Nanda Maharaj, they said had 9 lakh cows, 900,000. That's a lot. How to maintain that many cows? So, but when the cows come in the evening, the calves, they run to find their mother. They don't make mistake. So like that, karma does not make a mistake. So the karma will find you. It does not, it's not that your karma can suddenly catch someone else. So it's quite meticulous. Arrangement is so precise that it will find without any mistake. Of course, sometimes we hear that mistake is made. There are 1 or 2 stories like that, right? That somebody was not supposed to die. The Yamdutas came and they took him away. Then when they take there, then you say, no, this is not the one. So another person by the same name. So then they bring him back. He becomes alive. And then another one is dead. So sometimes, but rarely it happens like that. And even if it happens for a short period, the mistake is rectified. So therefore he says that Swakritam Vindate Avashah. So we are helpless in that. So Karmanyeva Adhikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Krishna says that your adhikara is only in performing the action. Phala you cannot control. So Ma Karm Phal Heturvur Mata Mate Sangovastu Akarmani. So this is very important instruction. Although we think like that I perform karma, so I must get the result. You will get it, but doesn't mean the way you desire. What you will get, you don't know. But it will come. So Tanayan Deha Nam Atmatvat Tanaya Buddhya Tan Bahir Drishtya Maya Hatanapi Manushochata Iti Artha. So he says that Tanaya here means you are thinking they are your children because you are thinking that their body itself is the Atma. Because how is Atma does not produce child and body is not yours. So how can somebody be your child? When you say it is my child, what do you mean by that? Child of the body or child of the Atma? Which one? So therefore it says Tanayan Dehanam Anatmatvat. So Deha is not Atma, and therefore Tanaya Buddhya Tan Bahir Drishtya Mayata. So there Tanaya Buddhi, you only think like that. And externally only it is that they were killed by me. Internally nothing happened. It is only externally. If you are wearing a mask and somebody destroys the mask, like not just this mask, but your persona, and then somebody breaks it, then your face is still your face. It is not destroyed. So like that I have only destroyed the external covering of the Atma. So it is only Bahir Drishtya Maya, only from external vision they were killed. In reality, they were not killed. Right? Yayanam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam abhautau na vijanita nayam hanti na hanyate. So there is no one who can kill, and there is nobody who is killed. And one who thinks that he is killing, he is ignorant. And Kamsa says, I am not ignorant. Therefore, I did not kill. Right? And one who thinks that somebody is killed is also ignorant. So don't think that I killed. So I am neither a killer nor they got killed. And if you can understand this, then you are Bhadra. Then everything is auspicious because there is no killing. Inauspiciousness comes when there is death. Now I am proving to you there is no death. Right? Somebody dies in the family, there is a shaucha. Then you cannot do worship, puja, all this, cannot go to temple. So you are in that ashaucha, inauspicious state. But if there is no death, where is the inauspiciousness? So that's what he is saying. So therefore he is calling her as Bhadra. And don't think that anybody was actually killed. So don't think that you are worthy of grief. Na tum soche tum arhasi. You do not deserve to grieve because there is nothing to grieve. So be happy. So therefore it says Tanayam dehanam anatmatvat tanaya buddhya tan bahir drishtya maya hatanapi manashoch. So even if they are killed from external point of view, still you don't have to grieve. This is what Krishna also says. He says even if you think that Atma is killed and takes birth, tathapi tvam mahabhavo. Still there is nothing to lament, because if you are born and die, so what is where is the lamentation? Just if something is a principle, it happens like that, then there is no grief, there is no lamentation in that. So maya panchabhutatmaka deha eva hata iti ato mayapi dosha drishtir na karya iti bhava. So he says that what I did is that I also destroyed only the panchabhuta kosha, right? Annamaya kosha. Says I only destroyed their annamaya kosha. Even the other koshas I did not touch. There is pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, right? I did those koshas I did not touch. It's only the external. If you have 4 or 5 layers of dress and I tear one of your external dress, that's not that you are finished. So therefore don't see me also from this dosha drushti, that I have done something wrong. I am also not a wrongdoer. So both are okay. I am okay, you are okay. Right? So you are Bhadra, I am also Bhadra. After all, you are my sister. So you are good, I am good. Everything is good. So mama evam atmatattva jnanam nasti iti chet tadapi manushocheti ahati. And if Devaki says that I am not so learned, I don't have this kind of Atma Jnana, this kind of knowledge about Atma, I am a simple lady, I did not study Vedanta, so I don't know. So he says, okay, even if you don't study Vedanta, still it is fine. At least you know one thing, and you don't have to study Vedanta for that. And that one thing is that everybody gets the outcome of their karma. Right? So this is easy to understand, simplified philosophy. If you can remember this, then grieving for what? If you perform some action, if you put some seed and the plant is coming, then you don't grieve for that. That's natural. You don't also jump up and down out of happiness. It's natural. Put a seed, it comes out. So you do some karma, result comes. So yataha swakritam vindate avasha. So swakritam vindate, acquires, attains. And no one can stop that. Not you, not me. So what was not written for them, if they have to live long life, then they would have lived. See, Prahlad was 5-year-old boy, his father, big demon, tried to kill him, but Prahlad had a lifespan, long lifespan, he could not kill him. So rakshitam tishtati daiva rakshitam. And surakshitam api nashyati daivata. So rakshitam tishtati daiva rakshitam. Even if you are not protected, still you are safe if your daiva is there, if your fate is there. Shakuntala was born to Vishwamitra and Urvasi? Menka. And after giving birth, Menka just left, right? She went to Swargaloka and left the girl in the forest. That's why she got the name Shakuntala. Shakunta means birds. So the birds protected her. So she was in the forest. There was nobody, no mother, no father, no one to feed. And still she survived. We have our teacher, Pandit Anand Gopal, at Radhakund. So when he was born, his mother died during the birth. So the father became so angry that because he thought, because of this child my wife died. So he put the boy inside one room and locked it and threw the key in the lake nearby. Newborn baby. And everybody tried to plead to him that this baby will die, and says, let him die, because of him I lost my wife. So for 3 days he was inside the room, and then on the 3rd day his anger came down, then they broke the lock and he was still alive and he's still living. So can you imagine the newborn baby for 3 days can live, no milk, no water, no one caring, just by himself. So arakshitam tishtati daiva rakshitam. So this is what he's saying, that swakritam vindate avasa. So this was the daiva for these children to die. So it is neither my fault nor your fault. It's nobody's fault. So if you want to blame the daiva. But there is no point in doing that. So therefore he says that it's fine. Ajnana ashray karma vadepi evam vicharena na slokavakasa iti bhava. So the meaning is that even if you are not scholar, even if you don't have jnana, at least you know the karma vada, the principle of karma, And if you can understand principle of karma, which is not very difficult to understand, then there is absolutely no reason to grieve. But when it was his turn, at that time he did not think that if it is my karma to die, I will die. Why shall I trouble my sister for this? I have to die one day anyway. And anyway, I am Atma, so no one can kill me. If somebody is going to kill, he is only going to kill my external dress. Right? But Atma is avikari, nothing will happen to me. But he did not think like that at that time. Even 5 minutes before, he was not thinking like that. Only now he became jnani, he became learned. Suddenly, this is called Eureka. Yes.
After this, during the research, and then they will kill all the children, and he will agree to that, and he will draw the children.
Yes. So that's why they say that even the devil can cite Bible to his benefit. Yes.
I was going to say that if in a practical situation in modern day, someone used this type of karmavad to try to cop out from being accountable for their actions or evade the necessity of being punished or of repentance or of correcting their own selves, then how in a nutshell would one, without contradicting the principle of karma, also establish the necessity of a sense of responsibility, positive change within one's behavior?
Well, you just take one stick and start beating him. That's all. And tell him this is your karma. So now don't blame me for this. If he really believes in karma, he should be happily taking your sticks. So you see, this is what we are saying, that this is only for giving upadesh. So par updesh kusal bahutere, je acharite narna ghanere. They are saying in Hindi that there are so many people who are very good in giving upadesh, instruction for others, but those who actually practice it, that are not too many. So if he believes, then he should also not counteract when somebody is exploiting him. But then he will do everything to protect himself. So God has given us intelligence, given us senses, so that we protect ourselves. He has also given us Shastra, not to harm others. Right? So don't do improper action, because if you believe in karma, then don't do bad action, because you will get bad karma for that, bad result. So, Ashtadas Puranesu Vyasasya Vachanadvayam Paropkara Punyaya Papaya Parpridanam. So, Vyasa is teaching two things in the 18 Puranas, that Paropkar, doing good to others, that is punya, that is good karma, and to trouble others, that is papa, that will bring you suffering. So then, but people don't do that, they only talk. So we have been given some freedom to act. If I have my past karma, that past karma came because of my action in the past. So now also my future karma will come what I do now. So I should do proper things and not do what brings trouble to me or to others. Even troubling others brings me trouble. So Atmapanya mein puman pramanam adhigacchati. So a person can understand right and wrong at least by comparing to oneself, that if something like this is done to me, how do I feel? So others will also feel like that. But generally those who talk, you can see here, Kamsa is the best example. He is speaking, and right after that he will make a plan to kill all the children, newborn babies. And he was 5 minutes ago, he wanted to kill this girl. At that time, where was his Gyan? Where was his Karmavad at that time? So Karmavad is only now because now he is scared that Devaki is mother of Durga, and if she just tells her, then I am finished. All this lecture he is giving for his own protection. That is the hidden agenda.
It's not coming to my mind right now, but there's a verse in the 3rd chapter of the Gita when Arjuna is asking about why people commit sin, and Krishna says that their gyan is covered by kama. Would this be an example of something like this, where he's really driven by kama?
Kamesha krodhesha rajagun samudbhava.
And then he's just using varieties of knowledge driven by...
Yeah, but Krishna also says that he should control. He is explaining that this is how it is working. But then he says, Jahi Shatru Mahavaho Kamarupam Durasana. That you destroy this enemy. Says this is an enemy. Mana buddhi indriyani asya udhishtanam uchyate. So these are its places. So you start with controlling. That will say Indriyani paranyahu indriyabhya paramana mansastu parabuddhiyo buddhe partastu sa. Evam buddha. Right? Knowing this, then you control. Yes.
I also have some question about Kamsa, because nowadays, we have to deal with many Kamsas in the society, let's say. So, my first question is...
Which Kamsa? The one who is speaking like this, or the previous one?
The one who is speaking like this, and also previous one. Actually, we have to deal with both types.
So this type of Kamsa we already told, take a stick and start beating him. And so,
yeah, but in some situation I can't beat my boss, actually.
no, first you explain to him karmasiddha principle.
Yeah, but actually when one is in complete denial because of any reason, senility, or it's just that these people that they can't hear anything as Kamsa can't hear.
So he's not Kamsa. He's not Kamsa because Kamsa has knowledge. With Kamsa you can talk. With those people, how can you talk? They don't know.
So who should have talked with Kamsa in this case? Because he's not changing.
Say it again.
Yeah. So if Kamsa here has some knowledge and is learned, why it's not working here in this situation?
Which situation? Which situation?
This situation now.
No, he is only I already said he's only misusing the knowledge. He's not using knowledge. That's why I'm saying beat. Then his real knowledge will come out. That is the meaning. Beating does not mean that I physically beat. So he's only misusing it. He's just being clever. He's trying to fool you by knowledge. This is what people do. I already said that people come and they say, oh, you are a sadhu, how come you are doing this? But why are you doing it? No, I'm not a sadhu, so why don't you become sadhu? Does it cost money to become a sadhu? Is becoming sadhu good or bad? He will say good, so why don't you become them? Why are you remaining a sadhu and then giving me lecture? So this is just deceiving people. Nothing more than that. But it is difficult to deal with them because they are very clever in talking. And if you are not smart, then they will fool you. That's what they do. Like he is doing. Now suddenly what will happen? Vasudeva and Devaki, they are nice-hearted people. They'll say, okay, no problem, you are okay. So they will accept. And
yes, actually, that's my question. So it means that even though we are aware of these people, trying to fool us,
so
and we just have to accept and to protect ourselves as devotees.
yes.
Because all the time people usually they are saying, but why don't you see good in these people? So we try to see good in these people, but actually they are trying to cheat us.
No, you say good, but also see the bad.
Yeah.
not that you only see good. Seeing good is good, but if they are not acting on that good and they are only trying to harm you, then there is no point in seeing good in them. Then they will exploit you. So this is what we have to learn from this story. Why so many slokas are being spoken here? Why this is to educate us that nothing happens to Devaki or Vasudeva. Nothing happened to Krishna, but it's for us to learn this. That how we have to deal with this type of people. So here Devaki and Vasudeva, they are not going to do anything. But from the story you can learn that how people like this in our life, they come and trick us. So don't get tricked. This Shastra tells you all types of examples. Because we have all types of people in the material world. So there are so many people who misuse knowledge. Because knowledge is power. So they learn, and then those who do not know, then they apply it on them for their own benefit. Knowledge is meant for purifying you. Nahi jnanena sadrisam pavitram iha vidyate. But instead of getting purified, they become even more impure by misusing it. So that's why knowledge was not given to unqualified people. Why it is said na dambhikaya, right? Na cha moam abhyasuyati. One who is envious of me, one who finds fault in me, one who is not austere, don't give this knowledge to him. Why is always stated like that? What is the problem? We should give to everybody. So just like at present, people are so scared that these people who are terrorists, they should not get the knowledge how to make a nuclear bomb. Why? Because they will misuse this and kill so many innocent people. So same way you can understand why knowledge was restricted and not given to everybody. Because those who are not austere, means they are very much attached to the bodily pleasures. And if they don't get it, then they will try to do something unwanted, undesirable, harm others for their bodily pleasure. So you see this, then people steal, they rape, they exploit, do all types of things, or misuse knowledge like this. So this is what is being taught here, so that we become strong, and when such situation comes, we are ready to deal with it. Otherwise you can remain as a sadhu and you keep on seeing good in others, and the other person will eat you up. So it is good to see that in the good qualities in others, but also beware of the danger. It's very important. Anything else?
You basically just answered my question. I was going to ask what the intention of Shastra is to give such examples. This is also very similar to Hiranyakashipu. He was also giving this Atma Tattva, and these two are the greatest asuras of their time.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that such people are chosen to give this knowledge.
Yeah, so that
we have to really see from who is it coming.
So it is very important to know the source. Like these days, people are very conscious of brand, right? You want to buy something from this brand only. So why is that? Source is very important. So if this knowledge is coming from Asura, then of course you can take this knowledge and make good use of it. That is also there. But if he is just trying to exploit you, then be aware of that. That why is this person speaking like this? So Kacha, he went to Sukracharya to learn who is Guru of the Asuras. That's fine, he is going there for education. So you can also learn from the Asuras or the Guru of the Asuras. But if somebody is giving you education with the intention that he's going to just suck you dry, then be careful. So Bahava Guruva Santi Shishya Vittapaharaka Durlabho Guruva Shishya Chittapaharaka. There are many gurus, plenty who are available, who will take away the wealth of the disciple. Vittapaharan. But there are very rare gurus who will take the chitta of the disciple, who will take the heart and clean it. So this is Kamsa. He is also being guru now. So we have to be careful. Anything else?
Bhavani Maharaj?
Yes.
So if in such a situation, can one be tolerant to a certain degree and then see what can be done using his viveka to avoid or to fix a situation, and if nothing can be done, then accept it as vidhi?
Yes, if you are not tolerant, then you will react. Then you will become overpowered by your lower emotions and you will make a mistake. So you have to remain situated in yourself. You have to remain balanced under all circumstances. And then see what you can do, whether you can counteract it or not. There are so many things you cannot counteract. They are beyond our control. Then what can we do? Just take it as Daiva and still be not disturbed. We don't have the ability to counteract everything. Okay.